Hello and welcome to another review here at Frontline Model Hobbies, and yay, we finally got them in stock. I must admit they've taken a while on the slow boat from China, but we've finally got them. And it's Scimitar Mk2, as you can see, Operation Eric, Afghanistan. And yes, some of you might have seen that it's a limited edition. I think it's for the first run through Tiger Hobbies. These are where I get my stock from, or some of the stock anyway, but at least Gecko. And yeah, box art looks good enough, yeah. Shows it in its theatre. So yeah, I must admit, I do like that. So, let's wrestle the box lid off. It is, I must admit, I have taken a sneak peek. I know, I couldn't resist. And it's very reminiscent of ICM. So, open the box, and you've full of plastic in there. Some of them are resealable bags as we go through, all the way down to the obligatory photo etched, and a huge booklet, which I'll have a look in a second. Some more parts and the secret prize that you get in there. So, if you bear with me 2 seconds, I'll show you the instructions. Okay, righto. So, I'm not going to gloss over them. I'll go through every page, but you might be able to see it is quite a booklet, to be honest with you. So, obviously, front main page, you've got the do what's it of the vehicle, whatever. Then you've got whatever on there, and then your sprue call outs. So first page is page 4, step 1, and it's obviously putting the hull together, more putting the hull together, and then putting the wheels on, and then putting the track on, link and length track. Really nice to have that. There's no individual track in this kit, which you'll see later on. But that being said, I think this is a better way of doing it, and I have had a look at the track. I know, again, I'm cheating you, but it does look good. Upper hull going together, and what you might find as you're going through is that, and I mean, you can pause this as you're going along, but there's I was going to say a shit ton, but there is a shit ton of parts that go onto this kit, especially onto the lower half of the hull and the turret. But you've got the back going together, and then you've got photo etch going onto the lower hull, and vents and so forth, and hatches. And it's nice to have the shroud for the exhaust, just in case you burn yourself. Oh, but anyway, carries on going. More photo etched, more parts, all the bins and stuff that you can put tools in and what have you, and it just keeps giving and giving. So yeah, step 30, page 20, and we're still doing the lower hull. We haven't even got to the turret yet, and this is what I mean. This is why I can't go in depth, because this would be about a 50-minute video, and I am just amazed by how much goes together on this kit and how much photo etched is going to be on there. Obviously you're not going to see it because it's going to be painted, but, and that's another thing, the slat armour, you can get photo etched, or you might be able to get photo etched later on down the line when somebody does it. But that being said, I don't think it's too bad in plastic. But some of you might say, oh well, you know, oh, it's not supposed to be that thick. Well, no, but it's a kit at the end of the day, so it's only so much you can do. So page 29, step 41, and again we're page 30, step 42, and starting the turret. I mean, it's just amazing. So obviously you've got the cover for one of the sights, and then you're starting to put the barrel. The barrel's a plastic one, you don't get a metal one, but that being said, you can probably get one for probably like a couple of quid, or it might be a bit more expensive than that. But you know, obviously you've got all the turret segments going together, all the vision ports for the commander's cupola hatch thing, gas, sort of smoke generators. Can't even speak. Turned into a right spaz. So yeah, as you can see, more photo etched on the turret. And you haven't even got onto the slat armour for the turret yet. All the bins, carries on going. Step 55, page 39. Obviously, just spin it back a second, but you know, it's probably like one part there, it's just showing you, and then it's like 2, 3, 4 parts there. But that being said, you know, you probably get that on like an aircraft kit or other armour kits. But this is going to be very well detailed. Slat armour going on there. Everything going on to there. And then step 60 is really, you don't really need that to be a step, but putting the turret on. And that's what it looks like when it's finished. Which is quite a beast. I like that. Obviously, you know, the Gem 1 scimitar that came out with James Blunt with his guitar playing into Bosnia. No, I don't think he did that either. But that being said, that looks mean. And I know it'll be tiny, but proper cool. But anyway, so Afghanistan, you get the 9th and 12th Royal Lancers ×2, both in 2011, as you can see. So nothing really much there. Again, there's not going to be much on the decal side because you're just going to get like a number plate, and that's about it, really. And then you've got the 1st Queen's Dragoon Guards, 20th Armoured Brigade, Operation Herrick in Helmand Province, Afghanistan, 2011 to 2012. And I'm sure you could have read that yourself. I didn't have to read that for you. Then you got that ×2. And again, this one. And I must admit, can you find Jenny on there? It took me a while, because I'm stupid, but Jenny, my Jenny. Yeah, alright. And then that's that. And then there's a big thanks to those people at the back. As you can see, quite a comprehensive and quite a thick instruction booklet to go through, and it probably takes half of the weight of the kit when I'm sending it through the post. So, with that in mind, I will move on to the sprues. I feel positive about this one. Alrighty then, so sprue A. So this comprises, I think, all the parts for the upper hull. And you'll see this trend as you go through. And I must admit, there's not really much to talk about this sprue, so I'm going to sort of gloss over this one. But the details, as you can see, of the vents. So you've got vents there, there, and there. And yeah, those vents look very nice, to be honest with you. Like I said, there's nothing really much to talk about on this one. The hull itself, everything on here is going to be glued onto here. So you're not really going to see that much detail on the hull itself. Get no interior, but that being said, if you do scratch build something or this, that and the other, you've got 6 injection pin marks there to get out. So next to nothing really. There again, blind side of the driver's hatch is there's no detail. Well, there's no injection pin marks. There's detail, but you can have that open. So just cut it off the sprue and stick it on so you don't have to worry about anything on there. So like I said, parts that are going to be seen on both sides have got no injection pin marks, which is good thinking, to be honest with you. And there we have them there as well. So that is sprue A. Next one is sprue BA. Now this is where it's going to get slightly complicated with the numbering for the sprues, but there again, this is obviously, you can see it's the turret, and everything on there I think is for the turret. Yes, and you've even got the gun barrel there, which is slime moulded and actually hollow at the front, and it's quite hollow, quite deep actually. That goes quite a long way. That flash suppressor at the front, it's hollow all the way down. That's proper cool, that. But if you do want a metal barrel, you can get one obviously, or if you can't get one, they will come out eventually. Again, looking on the blind side, you've got the drivers and the loader's hatch, whoever it is, and they look pretty cool. back on there, obviously the parts, like I said, that are going to be seen on both sides. There's no injection pin marks or any flash or anything whatsoever. And the turret has got some nice cast detail on there. So this is where you're going to start seeing the detail where it's needed. Yeah, really nice on that one. Yeah, looking cool. Okay, this is where it's going to start getting a bit complicated, especially for my spaz brain. But anyway, you've got sprue BB, BC and BD all on one sprue, keeping it together. Again, not really much to talk about on here. Obviously, you've got all the pipe work and everything to go on there. And you've got some bits and bobs there. And then the lower half of the hull is you've got some nice bolt head detail there. To be honest with you, whether you're going to see it through the wheels, that's another thing. And obviously there's detail on the bottom as well. And you get some nice cast texture on the bottom. Do you get it on the side? No, you don't get it on the side. It is on the bottom though. Don't know, you could probably roll it over. And yeah, very nice on that. Moving on to sprue CA. Now, this, I think, is, you've got parts for the upper hull and so forth, and you've got obviously some slat armour on there. So the slat armour, like I said, it might be a bit too thick for some people. You can go down the photo etch route by all means, but if you don't really want to use photo etched and you just want to use this quite nicely cast slat armour, then obviously you can crack on. There's a seam line down every run on that slat armour. I don't know if you can see that, so that might be a bit of a ball ache, but I suppose you could, you know, because I thought that you could like sort of scrape it down, but you've got these bars in the way, so that might be a bit of a problem. But there again, both sides, and again you've got, this one's got injection pin marks because obviously it's going to be glued down, and you've got a bit of a nodule there to take off, but these don't, so you're going to see that as you go through. But nice detail on there, as you can see. Moving on to sprue CB, and again you've got some other sections there for, I think, attaching the slat armour, so you've got all the segments here and this, that and the other. Again, nothing really much to talk about there. Now this is the sprue that I really wanted to talk about, and this is sprue DA, and obviously this is majority of the slat armour on here, and again it's lovely made, goes together really well on there, and again you're going to have to swipe clean everything. So whether you want to go down the photo etch route, it's up to you, isn't it? So next one is sprue DB, and I don't know why I'm looking at instructions because it tells you there. And obviously you've got the rear section for the hull, and you've got the front section there for the hull. So this is the door to enter the back, and that's the driver's hatch there. You've got detail on the back of each segment, so you've got two doors, and that I think is actually an inner door for that one. So you have got inner detail that's going to stick onto the back of there, so you can have this open. That makes sense. So, but you've got no detail in there, so you might be able to scratch build something, or like I said, somebody will bring something out. Again, looking pretty nice on that one. Next one, very small sprue DC, and this is obviously parts for the upper hull segment, and again next to note to really talk about on there, but again it's flat segments on the real thing. Next one is obviously you've got two sprues, two sides for the Lincoln length track, which I must admit is nice, so we'll pick one. And again, the detail on there is pretty nice. Now obviously you can do a really nice job with them painting wise, and as you can see there's no injection pin marks on there, no flash, no nothing. You just got to swipe the ends and then paint them. really quick job with the tracks. So this is one that if you don't like doing tracks, this would be perfect for you. Righty then, so next one is sprue ED. So we're nearly there. Obviously 2 sprues, so we'll pick one of them and I'll just show you the detail on these wheels. So pretty nice as you go through. Looks like there's some sort of casting texture on there as you go through. Very nice. Both sides, and then you've got your drive sprocket on the front that'll fit on, and you've got quite a funky extinguisher, so you've got ×2, I think, yeah, because obviously it's duplicate. And then on the blind side, nothing really to talk about on there, but again it's just a quick clean up on them. So that leads me on quite neatly to the main wheels that you get. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I can count, oh my god. So this last one you get a little extra on there which you don't on the rest. So with that in mind, I'm going to bin off them and show you this one. So the main wheels, what you do, what you get is you get the steel part and then you get the rubber insert. So that's quite nice because you can paint them and then put them on after if they fit. And then obviously you've got the segments where the wheels go on to, and yada 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 and so forth. So not really much to talk about that, but I must admit if that works, that'd be quite nice. Right, so last but not least, for the main kit parts is obviously all your clear parts. So they're all flat. They're not perfect in any way, but it's a vehicle in combat. If anybody's been in the military, you are going to see that they're not perfect anyway, so I can forgive it for that. So nothing really much to talk about on that one, to be honest with you. Okay, so last for the major kit parts is obviously the photo etch. Now, as you can see by my hand, you get a huge fret. Let's put it this way, it's a lot bigger than the border models fret that you got, and this kit is cheaper. Now, you get a lot of individual parts on there, so it is going to take you some time, and it's kind of struggling to actually pick this out. So obviously you've got all the shrouds and everything for the exhaust, you've got all the vents and stuff, which all the screen meshing. So yeah, and some nice photo etch, very thin as you can see. Not going to bend it too much because this kit is going to Steve and he'll probably kill me, but yeah, really nice to speed it up, well, to have that anyway. So as I mentioned earlier, Tiger Hobbies have done a special edition with Gecko, and it's only with Tiger Hobbies, as you can see there. Now, what Gecko have done is added an extra sprue, so this being sprue E, and you get 2 stretchers. But not only that, you get 2 schemes. Why? So, first off, I'll show you the instructions for the stretchers. So, as you can see there, nothing too elaborate about how it goes together, quite straightforward there, and then you've got them going on the turret. So it's a nice inclusion because now you can do, say, a CVRT diorama or what have you. So that is quite cool, that. So the sprue itself. Now, this being the blind side, I think, either or, can't quite figure that one out because there's no injection pin marks anywhere whatsoever. But either way, so the back side of the stretcher where all the parts are going to glue on, the texture for the cloth on the stretcher itself is quite nice. It's not even lines, it's all individual, so that is quite nice. And then on the opposite side you've got the belts that go across, they're all moulded in. You could probably, if you're going to do the diorama, just sand them off, but that's not going to be a biggie. And then you've got the closed one there. So that is quite nice, I must admit. The other thing you do get, and then obviously these are all your decals for your original schemes, but, and the decals actually are quite nice, but the 2 schemes you do get is the 7th Armoured Brigade, both Salisbury Plain, and it's on 2012. So they're the two schemes you get there. So yeah, quite nice. Okay, as you can see, I've panned the camera out so I can show you really how much goes into this kit. So you've got, as you can see, a huge photo etch fret, some relatively nice decals, but it's a vehicle, so you're going to get, you know, number plates and this, that and the other, so it's not going to be too elaborate, the decals. But what you're paying for really is the plastic, obviously. So you do get, as you can see, going through all the sprues, a hell of a lot of plastic. Hell of a lot. Not only that, the amount of steps that you have to go through is unreal. The amount of detail on the kit is unreal. And the kit is going to be probably as big as that. So probably no bigger than my hand. You've got all that detail. You've got an extra inclusion for the stretcher. The kit price has not gone up. And all this is on our website for £39.99. Now, when I reviewed the Border Models 135th Stuka, that was retailing at £80. Well, this retails at 50 quid. Now, I can understand you get more bang for your buck when it comes to armour, but I think this one is going to be a cracking kit. Now, I have got this, like I said, this one's going to Steve Sutcliffe, and I've got, well, I know somebody else who's bought one from ourselves who's going to be building it on Instagram. And he said he's going to build it straight off, and he's going to tell me whether it's good, bad, crap, don't buy it, whatever. So he's going to give me a judgment, and basically it's not going to be coming from me, it's going to be coming from them. So we'll see in time whether it's any good building, that is. But that being said, I think it's really value for money, and you do get a lot of plastic. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time. Cheerio.